Welcome to a beautiful yoga flow. Firstly, you want to take some rose petals if you have them around, or just anything from nature to invite it into your space, and light some candles. You can light some sage or palo santo just to burn in and clear away any stagnant energy. It's a really great way to invite the fire element to awaken your flame to start your day. And burning away, and you're going to, as you're flowing through the space, set that intention that you would like to make for your practice on the yoga mat and all around the space, giving it a nice clear away. And once you put that out, you can go back to your mat, grounding in your space, tying up your hair if you need to, remove the hair from your face. You want to make this so it's really comfortable for you to really tune in. And feel free to take some essential oils and place behind your neck or on your third eye. Or you can take some CBD oil and whatever it is that you're using, just putting some intention in to really tune in to your body and your mind and your soul throughout this practice today. So now what you're going to do is coming up onto your knees and just placing your toes. You're going to actually sit down onto the back of your legs here, the back of your feet, and you're going to be sitting into your toes. Now this can feel really quite tender at the start if you have not done this before. If it gets too much, just release the toes and then come back up again. Otherwise, keep breathing through it, okay? What I really would love you to do is bring your palms together and really focus on doing deep belly breaths. Really bring the attention to your belly. This is going to take your mind away from your toes and bringing all your awareness to your breath, to your belly. Really allow your belly to fall big. Bringing that breath from the chest all the way down. You are so worthy of all breath. Make sure you're taking those really deep ones to feel right into the womb. If it helps, you can hold your palms on your womb, just to really feel in and tune in what's happening inside of yourself today. And you should feel a lot of tension releasing from the back of your toes. This posture is fantastic for releasing any anger. And as women have not been trained to be accepted for feeling anger. So it's super important that you sit in this pose and just hold that space for you to release that emotion, that human emotion that every humans feel. And now tapping the feet out, you're going to open up your knees into a wide spread and coming down into puppy pose. So you're going to come down onto the fingertips, and if you can, you're going to place your chin in between and just gazing all the way forward. Eye gaze is coming all the way forward, and you're focusing on really spreading, opening up here. Nice wide spread, feeling into those fingertips and placing that chin. If it gets too much, you can come down onto your forehead. And if you can, coming all the way down, now coming back up, nice and slowly. You might want to do a wiggle side to side just to release any of that stagnancy that's come out. Now we're going to do some beautiful, wide, goddessly openings in figure eight, infinity. So if you've got some nice music playing over my voice, just really flow and tune into your body. You can really embrace your femininity into this posture and just allow what needs to flow, allow what needs to be released. It's a great way to really tune into your body, just how beautiful your body can be when it's in flow state. And now here you're going to be doing cat-cow. So inhaling, coming up, exhaling, coming up onto the toes. Inhaling, looking up. Exhale, coming onto the toes. Inhaling, coming up, gazing up, Exhale, coming onto the toes, coming all the way back there. Now coming up, you're going to be into your downward facing dog, but you're going to bend the knees. And you want to focus on bringing those knees towards your chest. Really need to be bending here and coming right onto those toes once again. And making sure these palms are really widely spread so they're touching the outsides of your yoga mat as you press into those toes and you press into your palms with even energy. Now stepping it out nice and slowly, making sure to keep the breath at flow, inhaling and exhaling as you come down onto the heels. Inhaling and exhaling as you come down onto the heels, really pressing into the heels nice and slowly. And continue this motion as you inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Now coming all the way back onto the heels, up onto the toes. Back onto the heels, pressing into the earth and up onto the toes. And as you come back onto the heels, making sure to evenly spread that energy out into the palms and into the heels. And bending, and we're going to come into a forward fold. Bending those knees, you want to step those feet up and down just so you're really being nice and gentle with your body as you're still warming up here. If you need to have a bend in the knees, please do so. You really want to protect your knees in this posture, especially at the start of your flow. Now you're going to be grabbing your palms, pressing them in tightly, and just focusing on bringing your forehead towards your knees here as you really open up those arms. It's a beautiful opening for your arms to release any unwanted tension. And as you focus on this, just focusing on bringing your forehead towards your knees to release any anxiety and tension that could be stagnant behind the back of the knees. And when you're ready, just placing your palms back on the mat, pressing into the earth. And just making sure to go with your body and what suits your body. If you need to bend those knees, please bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can place your palms on the mat. And just walking your feet up and down, nice and slowly. Inhaling, coming up, rolling the shoulders back, and exhaling, bringing the palms to the heart. Closing down the eyes if you like. Inhaling, opening up, and exhaling, coming back into a back bend. And nice and slowly bringing your palms down, back down to the mat and stepping your feet back into downward facing dog. And just making sure in your downward dog you're evenly placing your palms and your feet into the earth. Coming up back onto the toes and back into the earth with the heels. Inhaling, coming up onto the toes, exhaling, coming back into the heels and pressing in nice and firmly. Coming down onto the knees and coming into chaturanga. And up we come, gazing over to the right shoulder, opening up to the left, looking back over the shoulder, back to the left, just to wake up that neck. Coming back down to the mat and stepping back up into downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, bring the right leg up into your bent legged dog and coming back into wild thing. We're going to open up here into wild thing. Feel that heart opening. Oh yeah, baby. Feel how wild you are, embracing all of you and your wildness. And coming back into downward dog, pressing the heels up and down, up and down. And you're going to inhale, bring the left leg up into your bent-legged dog. Holding there and then coming back up into your wild thing on the other side, opening up that heart, strengthening and lengthening the arm as you press the heels into the earth, and pressing the palms back into the earth, back into your downward facing dog. And just stepping the heels up and down as you release and coming into plank. Feeling the strength in your upper body as you hold this pose. Building up that foundation in the core. And coming into side plank on the left side, opening up with the arm. Feet are on top of each other, pressing the left heel, the left side of the foot, and coming back down into your plank or downward facing dog if you need to rest there. And if you have some music going, boogie around and coming back onto the right side on the right arm, pressing into the earth on the foot and the palm, coming back into your plank or your downward facing dog, wherever feels right for you. And inhale and exhale, coming all the way down into chaturanga and gazing up, feeling that throat opening up here and coming back down to the mat, pressing into the toes and coming into your downward facing dog. Pressing the heels nice and evenly into the earth, raising your right leg up. You're going to be coming into the chest now. So exhale, coming into the chest, leg up as you inhale and exhaling into the chest. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling as you strengthen the core with these movements. And you're going to be starting off with coming over to the right elbow and up as you raise a leg and into the middle of your chest. Leg comes up and it goes over to the left elbow. Leg comes up and back down. Just stepping the feet up and down. You've really activated all your body strength here, especially the upper body and the core. I'm just coming down into the knees just to rest in child's pose, just to regather, recenter, just feeling into your strength, taking that moment to witness just how strong your body really is. Coming back up nice and slowly onto the palms, onto the knees. You might need to rub your palms if they're sweaty. And have a bit of a wiggle. Okay, coming up onto the toes and into your downward dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up and exhale into the left elbow. Leg comes up. Exhale into the middle of the chest. Leg comes up. Exhale over to the right shoulder. Inhale, leg comes up and goes over to the left elbow. Leg comes up. Exhale into the middle of the chest. Leg comes up and over to the right elbow. Leg comes up one more time. Over to the left elbow. Leg comes up, inhaling into the middle of the chest. Inhaling up, exhaling into the right elbow, coming down. Stepping the heels up and down. You're going to step into your forward fold and just really moving those legs around if you need to, bending the knees if you need to, just feeling into whatever feeling is coming up into the body right now, checking in with how does your body, how does your mind, how is your breath. Pressing those palms into the earth or fingertips, whatever feels right for you in this pose. Just remembering to breathe, releasing that tension from the back of the legs. You can grasp your palms if you need to, if you want to bring your forehead closer to the knees. This can really help you unlock that tension that is held behind the back of the knees. Anxiety tends to lie behind the back of the knees. And in order to have a beautiful day, you want to release any anxiety. And rub it down like the water flowing down the legs. You want that tension to leave the body at flow. Now palms are coming back down onto the earth, pressing into the earth and stepping back into downward dog. Pressing the heels into the earth and stepping the heels up and down. And coming down into plank And once again, making sure you're evenly distributing the weight into your palms. So both of the weight is evenly distributed, so you're not putting too much tension and too much energy on one arm. Focusing on that even energy here. Pressing into the toes and feeling into your beautiful strength of your foundation, your core. And just slowly, slowly hovering down into Chaturanga and up, looking up, opening up that throat chakra as you gaze up and lengthen that throat, and coming down to the earth, pressing into the toes and stepping back into downward dog. Right leg comes up and stepping it in between the palms and getting ready to extend here to a really strong pose, finding your balance and bringing your palms together and opening up and releasing the tension in your arms and in your legs. Legs are really locked on here. This is a super strong pose, so just gazing forward. And when you're ready, coming up, raising the arms up and extending, lengthening those arms, lengthening your fingers, feeling how strong your beautiful body is. Making sure that weight is evenly distributed once again, and coming into Warrior Two, lengthening those arms, gazing forward. Feeling into your Goddess Warrior, leaning forward and coming back, really lengthening that arm, coming past the knee, behind the back of the knee, as far as it needs to go, and coming down. Right arm comes down, right arm lengthens, and left arm lengthens up to the sky, and gaze is coming all the way up to the fingertips on the left hand side. And bending the right knee. You can intertwine your hands if you want to go a little bit deeper. Otherwise, if not, keeping your left arm up into the air, keeping the gaze up. Now releasing here, coming back into downward facing dog, stepping the heels out, pressing them into the earth, pressing the palms into the earth. And we're going to lift the left leg up this time, stepping the left leg in between the palms, gazing forward and bringing those palms together behind the back. Really extending those arms back, and gaze is forward, focusing here. Arms are coming up, bending that knee and really pressing the feet into the earth. Feeling your strength, feeling your focus. Gaze is forward, coming into Warrior Two. Arms are lengthened, gaze is forward. Feeling your strength, feeling your focus. Remembering to breathe, big, deep belly breaths. Now coming up, right arm is coming all the way down. Once again, you should feel your hips opening here. You feel your arms, the side body opening and coming into triangle pose. The right arm is lengthening up, gaze is coming up to the ceiling. Legs are straight, micro bend in the knees if you have to. And bending if you'd like to come into a deeper pose, bringing the arms back and intertwining. Chest, you're going to focus on opening up that heart, opening up the chest here. Releasing any tension in the arms and in the legs. Palms are coming back down, and you're coming back into your downward facing dog, pressing the heels up and down, nice and slowly, checking back in. How is your breath? How is your body feeling? Are you feeling nice and strong? You should be, because you are. Coming onto the toes and back onto the heels, onto the toes and now onto the knees. And just taking a moment to rest into child. Feel free to bring the palms together over the head, or completely surrendering in your child pose with the palms coming all the way down to the earth. Just focusing on that breath. Making sure that breath is staying within the belly, always in the belly, big deep belly breaths. Coming onto the palms, onto the knees, into table pose, and just coming into your easy cross-legged pose for a moment. and coming onto your bottom. You're going to be placing your fingertips forward so they're facing the same as your feet, taking a moment to take a nice inhale breath, and as you exhale, you're coming all the way up into your tabletop. You should feel a lot of strength here within your arms and within your legs, because you want to be, once again, evenly distributing that weight in your palms and in your feet so you can get the most out of this posture. Get the most out of your body. Coming back down and hugging the knees, giving yourself some love, giving yourself a nice little hug here. Beautiful. And now you're going to change the grip of your palms here. So the fingertips are actually going to be facing the opposite way that they were before. And sometimes this can feel a little bit strange when you switch this up. That's okay. You want to open up here and get used to doing things different to your body, because the more you get used to doing things different to your body, the more you're going to be adaptable in your everyday life. Now coming up into your table, focusing on that breath. It's okay if you're a little bit shaky, just focusing on that breath and coming down when you're ready and hugging into the knees. Yes, that's right, hugging into the knees, giving yourself that love. Coming out, you're going to come back, bringing the legs to the side and coming onto the knees to do another beautiful heart opening posture, camel pose. So bringing the palms behind the back. You might just want to stay here if you would like to just stay. If that's enough for you, please stay. Otherwise, take a nice inhale breath. And as you exhale, you're going to bring the palms back, and coming all the way back, you're going to come all the way back down onto the feet. Okay, so do this nice and slowly. If you need to take a few more breaths, please do that. And then bring your palms back, opening up that heart. If that feels too much, please come back up and just place your palms on your back. If this feels beautiful, like your heart is expanding, like it's opening, please stay here. Remember, not everything's always going to feel super comfortable. That's okay. As long as you're coming to your edge, that's what you want to be doing in your yoga practice. Now coming back out of it and resting in your child pose, bringing the palms back and just taking a moment to rest, rejuvenate before you get into your next pose. Remember, focusing on that breath. Sometimes it's nice to let some noises out. Release any stagnancy through those sounds if you need to. Okay, now we're coming into calf pose. So you're going to bring your left leg out to the left side, and the right leg is coming over the left leg, so your knees are in alignment here. Now, if you like, you can take a crystal. If you had some crystals around, you can set some more intention if you need to, as this pose can really release a lot. Okay, so just taking a moment to focus on what you want to release. This can really help. And once those knees are really in alignment, this is when you want to take a nice inhale breath. So inhaling, letting all that breath, that air in, and exhaling, and inhaling, and exhaling, coming all the way down onto the knees. Now, if your knees are not in alignment, that is totally okay. Just please come into what feels right for you. Yes, I would like you to go to your edge so you can just push yourself that little bit, but you don't want to be pushing until you're feeling pain. Okay, so just going to your edge here. If you're all the way down onto your knees, beautiful. If not, you can just come up slightly just so it feels right for you. Otherwise, keep that chin on the knees and just allowing your breath to release any tension that could be held in your hip area. Sometimes it's really nice to just let some sounds out as you're exhaling here. Inhaling, exhaling. As you make sounds too in your practice, this is a really great way to activate your throat chakra, which allows you to speak really clearly with high intention from your higher self for the rest of your day. So please, if you're feeling into doing that, please do that. This is the time to let out any sound that you may need to release so you can start your day or finish your day. Wherever you are in your day is totally perfect. Just keep breathing, releasing the old stories that are no longer serving you. A lot of emotions can be released in yoga, and that's what makes this practice so sacred. Sometimes you don't always need to speak about the emotions that are releasing. Sometimes you just need to allow them to leave because they're no longer serving the body, the mind, and the soul. And coming up, allowing that tension to leave, have a little boogie. If you're listening to music over my voice, just feel free to move that body and dance throughout this practice. And now coming up, you're going to spin the legs around so the opposite knee is touching on top. So however you need to do that, you can just do a nice little graceful spin. If you need to physically move your legs, please do that. Please do what works for you, as long as your right knee is now over your left knee and your feet are coming outward. Okay. And have a little boogie here. Please adjust your knees to however they need to be in this pose, and taking a nice inhale breath. As you exhale, coming back down like you did before with the chin on the other knee. Now, if you have never done this pose before, there could be a lot coming up for you. A lot could be surfacing. That's okay. Please just accept wherever you are in this current moment and current time with your mind, your body, and your soul. Acceptance is so healing for self-love, and the more you accept where you are in this current moment, the more you're able to heal and step into your power to live out your life and your fullest potential. So just keep pressing into that knee, releasing the old stories. If you cry as well, that is a beautiful way, a symbolic way that you've just released an old story, an old emotion that is no longer serving your vessel. So allow whatever needs to be released to be released. And coming back up and just moving that energy out, slowly releasing the knees and hugging in if you need to. Hugging in the knees is a really great way to rest in between poses and just giving that love back to self after you've just released. Okay, now coming up here, you're going to really focus on the posture. Okay, yoga is a really great way to bring more awareness to how you're standing and what your posture is like. So really focusing on really lengthening that spine. And as you inhale, lengthening up that spine. Now as you exhale, bringing the palms down, touching the feet. Okay, just holding there for a few breaths or touching wherever you can touch is totally perfect. If you need to just touch just the slight bits of your knees, just do that. Do what feels good for you. Now coming up and inhaling, lengthening, and exhaling again. Now as you do this, you might feel yourself coming even further. And now you're going to completely release. Beautiful. Okay, now resting it out. Now this posture here is great for your digestion. If you have issues with going to the bathroom and eliminating, this posture is fantastic to getting everything moving. Now, if you are someone that struggles to go to the bathroom and you struggle to release, please just actually stay in that pose. Okay, so stay with the wide knees and just bring the palms in between with the heart, and please just stay there. If you would like to go a little bit deeper, you can come up, bringing the knees on the back of the arms to go a little bit deeper. This is a really great way to embrace your strength, your upper body strength. If you want to have a play with this, you can go for it again. If not, please just stay in this pose that I'm in this current moment. It's a really, really great way just to open up the knees, open up the legs, and get your digestion and everything moving for the day. If not, have a little play and you can come back up onto the elbows if you wish. Whatever feels right for you. Yoga's a really just a great way to play and tune in. Okay, more cases of the crystal. Now coming into your easy cross-legged pose for a moment, just closing the eyes, bringing the palms in front of the heart, tuning into the heart. And now coming onto your chest, taking the moment to come onto your chest, coming into Cobra. Now from Cobra, just gazing up for a moment, you're going to take your right arm and bring it all the way down and bring your left arm all the way down as well, all the way out to the side as much as it can. This is, once again, a really beautiful way for releasing tension in the arms. Okay, now you're just going to bring your chin down onto your chest, in towards your chest, onto the mat. Now, if you had troubles doing this, more than likely it's because you're holding tension within your arms, okay? Perhaps you work behind a desk, or perhaps you haven't ever done this. So generally when you're doing a new posture, it can bring up a lot of feelings and a lot of stiffness. The more you get into this pose, the more you will release. So just be nice and gentle wherever you're at in this current moment, once again. If your body is all the way down, your arms are all the way out, just keep breathing in. Now coming back up into Cobra, you're going to do the opposite side now. Okay, so palms are facing into the earth, and you're placing both palms out to the opposite side and coming all the way down onto the chest. It almost feels like you're going to break your arms in some moments. Please just stop once again where you're at your edge and stop there. You don't want to be getting into any pain points here. You just want to be getting to your edge. So not what's painful, just to your edge, coming all the way down. And releasing out. If you have really tight arms, you should feel very released right now. It's such a beautiful feeling. Okay, now staying on the chest, you're going to bring your arms around the ankles to come up to do a really nice chest opening. So inhaling and exhaling, opening up that chest. Once again, you're going to be opening up your arms. The lower back might be feeling like it's releasing some tension, and now exhaling, surrendering all the way down to your chest. Nice releasing sounds. Please activate your throat in this space if you feel. Now bringing your legs to the side of your body, you're going to be coming down onto your back for the last few postures of this practice. Now coming into happy baby here, you're going to be opening up your legs, touching your feet like a happy little baby, pressing like you're visualizing the knees are coming into the earth. You might want to wiggle side to side just to allow this to happen, to open up a little bit more. Really pressing those knees into the earth, opening up. A nice wide spread here. And exhaling down, bringing the knees into the chest. And now you're going to get ready to really open up a little bit more here to focus on your breath. Okay, now this posture, you will no longer feel anxiety, any worries, any depression, because you're literally just focusing and witnessing and watching your breath. Okay, so as you watch this pose, watch your breath. Watch your breath. Watch the belly rising and watch the belly falling. Watch the belly rising and falling. Now coming down, you're going to be coming into a wheel pose now. So this posture here, we're just getting yourself prepared for a wheel. Okay, it's a more gentle version. If that felt nice for you, you can go into that posture again. If you would like to go deeper, you can get prepared to come into a wheel pose. For now, you can just wiggle around. Now really cementing your heels into the earth and your palms into the earth. So you're evenly distributing that weight. Inhaling, taking a nice inhale breath. Okay, and as you exhale, slowly, slowly come up. It might take you a little bit of time, that's okay. Inhaling and exhaling, slowly coming up, okay. Now, if that feels good, just hold this position. If you want to go deeper, you can come up onto the toes. That can feel really beautiful to focus on bringing your chest towards the back of the room. If you want to go even deeper, you can come up and bring one leg up, okay? So bringing one leg up, this involves a lot of focus. If you're doing this version, really just gazing forward here and focusing on really pressing and evenly distributing that weight in the palms and in the one heel, and raising that leg up and back down. Wherever you are in that pose was totally perfect. Just embrace wherever you are in this current moment, and sliding all the way back and bringing the knees in towards the chest. Giving yourself a little wiggle here, releasing any tension, any stagnancy within the body. And bringing the feet back down onto the earth, rubbing the palms together as you get prepared to do your second last pose for the practice. Okay, so your feet are still up. Okay, your knees are still bent. Just breathing, taking a moment to breathe. Palms are down onto the earth, knees are coming up. And now as you bring the legs up into your shoulder stand, really focusing on planting your palms behind your back to give your back support and give your neck support. Please go slowly with this and breathe as you really want to protect your neck and your spine and your back. And just holding the breath and exhaling out. And now when you're ready, taking a nice inhale breath and slowly, slowly bringing the feet down, nice and slowly, and pressing the feet down behind you, getting into your plow pose. Now, plow pose is fantastic for releasing tension on the back of the heart. So we've done a lot of heart openings at the front, and it's equally important to open the back of the heart to release any past events, any past traumas, any past stagnancy, past emotions that are being held there. You may cry. That's okay. Allow yourself to cry. Crying is a human emotion, and it is so healthy to be expressed in a healthy way. And this is a beautiful, healthy way to release that emotion if you need to. Remember, crying in yoga is a way of releasing that emotion that no longer needs to be there. Allow it to be released. You might want to rub your legs. Now when you're ready, if you would like to go a little bit deeper here, you can actually place your knees down onto the earth. Okay, now if this is too intense, please just stay back in the other variation. I want you to really honor your body and do what feels right for you in this very moment. If you want to go to your edge, please place the knees down. And this is where you're really going to open up the back of that heart. It will feel a little bit tender. That's totally normal. And just remember, as a child, this pose would have been so effortless, but as we become adults, we become tighter, we start holding on to things more. That's when our bodies hold on to things more. So the more that you flow in and check in with your body, the more in tune you become, the more you are able to release and embrace that more youthful and vibrant body. Now just slowly coming out of this posture, nice and gently, being really gentle on your spine, okay, as you release this pose. And by doing that, you just want to raise those legs up and just slowly bring your knees in towards your chest, okay? And just focusing on that breath still as you release any of that tension. Now, your body should feel so open, so juicy, so raw. as you completely surrender into Shavasana. Now, Shavasana can be one of the most challenging poses of all of yoga because this requires you to completely surrender into your bliss without feeling the need to rush off to start your day or end your day, to rush off to be anywhere specific. It really forces you to actually just completely melt into the earth, melt into your mat. And just remembering to breathe into that belly. So you completely let go. So you completely witness to what was released in today's practice. When you're ready, you can roll over to the side. And then slowly coming up into your easy cross-legged pose, keeping the eyes closed. And just giving yourself that love, peace, and gratitude that you took this time out today to give to yourself. That can be really challenging for a lot of people. Okay, now taking a nice inhale breath, and as you exhale, we're going to do 3 Oms. So inhale. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and remember to stay tuned in to what you truly want. Remember to speak your truth always.